robust urban garlic flavor.
Welcome home.
Surprise, surprise, everybody. Asmongold is back to laughing at DSP's foolishness, and the King Snake can't handle it at all because he is completely out of his mind and full of himself. So let's get to some unrecorded cope segments right now.
No one gives a about drama. Why?
Alrighty, Phil looks exhausted from playing video games of all things. Yeah, he claims nobody cares about drama, but he enthusiastically tried to do drama content this month. It didn't work out for him, because you know, he sucks.
Can I ask the internet a question? Why are you all such sissy babies? Why are you so into drama? Why are you all little... Every one of you that's into drama is a...
Yup, this is Darkside Phil with the casual misogyny spewing out right now. Let me point to him making drama content about wings and low-tier god. So by his own definition, he is a sissy or whatever he calls it. Yeah, he has a very fragile ego and he clings to this notion of masculinity that he doesn't represent, but he's gonna claim he does. And you know, it's all the worst aspects of masculinity instead of, you know, the positive ones.
I'm trying to play Street Fighter today. It's incredibly frustrating trying to do this. Okay, it is. It's awful because it's hot in here and the game lags online and I'm picking a character I'm not good with and I'm trying to level him up.
Phil, you've racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Let me tell you something, with all the money you've pulled in on your streams over the years, if you spent it on changing your house so it has AC built in, you wouldn't have all these issues right now. So yeah, it's another product of your own stupidity and bad financial planning. Like, you didn't get that upstairs gets hot when it's hot. Maybe you should have created your office in the basement.
And every little in the chat, drama. No one cares. Okay? Nobody. Literally no one cares but you little insignificant bugs.
Yeah, so the guy went viral on Reddit livestream fails again, because you know this happens every few months because it's Phil and he has a lot of fails at his live streams. For the issue where he played Call of Duty for 3 hours and he only got like $20 of support. So we had to cry about it and beg and demand more money. And you know, people started calling him out on it, like Asmongold, his buddy. So the perpetual cockroach is very angry right now.
You little bags out there. Drama. No one cares.
Whenever he says no one cares, it means he really cares, and Phil does not understand it. That's why he spends 7 minutes crashing out about this situation, not understanding if he didn't give a long-winded reaction like this, these things would be less of a priority for his trolls to mock him for. But since he does, they all flood into his chat and have a jolly good time, so to speak.
All I want to do is play games and have fun on my streams with my audience, and I gotta have these idiots coming, spamming the chat the entire time.
Yeah, you see, this poor Phil guy just wants to stream and play video games. It's not like he's demanding his fans pay him hundreds of dollars daily to fund his frivolous lifestyle. Come on, guys. You got the wrong Phil right here.
Like, come the f on. Can you grow the f up? I don't care. How about this? The more you bother me, the less I'll react to it. How about that?
Yeah, Phil, that's what you should absolutely be doing. But you do the exact opposite every single time, and everyone knows you can't help yourself. That's why you're in the predicament you are right now.
The more that you bring it up, the less you'll get. Maybe if you shut the f up and didn't spam the Street Fighter 6 stream with drama, I would have actually cared to look at it, react to it, and give it.
No, you absolutely would have never done that, especially since Asmongold picked up on it. Are you kidding me? And really, this is the reaction that they want, that they know they can get out of you. So, yeah, you are feeding the trolls a buffet right here, Phil.
But now I don't. Because you're a bunch of little incessant children, acting like idiots, pulling at my leg when I'm trying to play Street Fighter. All I want to do is play games and drama. Go climb up a tree. So because I'm doing something differently, better than everyone else, and you can't make fun of me for it, you're mad.
Too bad. Go jump off a cliff, because that's about the value that you have if that's the kind of person you want to be. You're a toxic individual on the internet who only cares when someone's in suffering and misery. That's up. Seriously, what is wrong with you? If that's your mentality.
Get away from me. Seriously. No one cares. Oh my God. All right.
Guess what, guys? Phil just wants to chill and play games. He's never gonna pester you for money at all.
So tonight on the late stream, guess what we're not going to do? Drama. We're going to play RimWorld and enjoy each other's company and chill and have a good time.
And you better pay me money or there will be no chill fun time.
Right? And guess what we're going to do tomorrow when we play Dragon Quest VII? Not drama.
Unless it's the drama where it's about Phil needing to pay his bills, then that's totally fine. But if you want Phil to be even more of a fool and get into a spat with another content creator, which would actually be entertaining for his standards, no, not gonna happen.
We're gonna enjoy an awesome classic JRPG that I've never played before. Guess what we're gonna do tomorrow night? We're gonna play a hybrid game between a supermarket sim and a horror game. And we're gonna chill and have a good time.
Guess what we're not going to be talking about? Just take a wild guess. Do you have any idea what it is that I won't be talking about during that time? Let me tell you. Let me see. I wonder. What is it that Phil will not be talking about? Drama! I don't care.
Yeah, Phil, let me give you a hint. Don't use that stupid close-up to tell people you don't care, because everybody knows that this is really getting under your skin, because you can't take a remote form of criticism. When people are just mocking and laughing about you online for being so foolish and thick-headed, you can't handle it. And it results in crash outs like these that lead to even further mockery, which leads to even more crash outs. You're stuck in a never-ending loop there.
I don't care what anyone said. I don't care what this guy said, what that guy said. Well, who the cares what they said? You realize you're acting like a schoolyard child. You're acting like a little gossiping girl. That's the equivalent of what you are when you act like that. You're like a little gossiping girl in high school. Is that what you want to be? You want to be a gossip girl in high school? I guess so.
I mean, if it pays the bills, it sounds like a pretty easy job, Phil. It's almost like getting a bunch of morons on the internet to give you a ton of money because they aren't all mentally there to give you their fixed income. Sounds very similar, even though, you know, the scamming's a lot worse than actually creating content that people would consume. But, you know, Phil has to flex and make himself morally superior to everybody else, even though he's scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Right? I guess so. I don't know what else to say. I was focused on Sagat, and man, I didn't have a good time, to be honest. That was a pain. I'm glad I got through the stream, but man, that was pain.
Yeah, you know, it's really painful for Phil because not only does he suck at Street Fighter, every comment in his chat, at least the YouTube side, he does read. He responds to like 5% of them, but he does read all of them. So, you know, it gets right under his skin and it aggravates him and it makes him play the game worse. That's why the trolls come in and do that, Phil. They know you.
And here I am trying to focus. 100 idiots spamming the chat about who cares who said about who. I don't care. I'm 43 years old. I forgot how old I am. I'm 43 years old. I don't care.
Hey, cup rattlers, somebody needs some money for those DoorDash orders. Come on, money doesn't grow on trees. You gotta squeeze it out of your fans instead of actually working.
Maybe if I'm bored, you understand? If I'm really bored one day and I need something to do, I'll look it up and I'll react to it or I'll care. I don't care.
Phil, you're bored every day. You're up at like 2 in the morning, messaging LTG and Wings. Come on, man. We know you're tired of playing video games. You'd love to dig your teeth into this. But you fear getting a response from Asmongold's audience because they are much bigger than your 5-person fan base.
Okay, you do because you're a sissy. Not me. I got to do.
Yeah, he's got to play WWE Champions, drink gin, and message his whales on his secret Discord server to give him more money.
All right. Did we get everyone here now? I think so.
Yeah, he is mass banning people in the chat right now for mocking him because he's a joke.
Someone said, I want to lock you in a room with a construction worker and hear you talk like this. Please do, because you want to know what a construction worker doesn't care about? Internet drama.
Yeah, but if a construction worker hears 5 minutes of your eBegging, I'm sure they would want to put a hurt on you. Let's be real.
Do you want to know why? Because a construction worker has to deal with real life. They have a life and a job and a family, and they worry about that. They don't worry about gossip on the internet. Really, they don't. They'd be too busy. I'd love to have a conversation with a construction worker because they're normal people who don't act like fools, to be quite frank with you. Okay?
I can tell by the way that he's talking about this that he's never met a construction worker in person ever.
Right now, all I'm doing is I'm banning, like, no exaggeration, probably about 100 sock accounts that were made during the Street Fighter stream. The bummer is we had no mods.
Yeah, nobody wants to be a DSP mod because he treats it like he's paying you, but he's not paying you. So you're doing all this stupid work for no reason. Why? So his YouTube chat can just run like molasses? Who cares? Let the guy with 10,000 sock accounts that says Cup Rattler and, you know, Cat and Tyrone have a field day spamming Phil's chat with nonsense.
We had almost no moderation whatsoever that entire stream. So not only was I trying to play an incredibly frustrating game in 86-degree Fahrenheit heat, but I was also putting up with this nonsense in the chats, and there was nothing I could really do about it besides try to moderate when I could.
Wow, his office gets to 86 degrees? When it's like, what, 50 degrees out in Washington? I'm kind of skeptical about that, Phil. How many, like, layers of insulation do you have up there in that attic of yours?
You know, but I couldn't really do it well. And I apologize to anyone who was here, a normal person who was just trying to, like,
give me a ton of money for my garbage content that I demand you bankroll me for forever and ever and ever. Don't worry, pay pigs, there will be plenty more instances where you can waste all your money on Phil.
Enjoy that stream. You probably did not. It wasn't possible to enjoy it with these idiots. Look at this. I'm not even kidding. I banned 20, 30 accounts right now. There's more. This guy has like 50 plus accounts right now, just in the kick chat. I'm not even looking at the YouTube chat yet. Like, this is the biggest no-life loser I've ever seen in my life.
Well, then, that means it must be Iron Dead Sakai, then, because he has made your streams his entire existence right now.
Wow. No, that was the problem. We had almost no moderator. I think Ferbs was here for a bit, but he had to leave, and that was it. So we had no one consistently modding, and here I am trying to play a game. Like, good luck, right? Good luck, Chuck, trying to play that game in this stressful situation when there's this many sock accounts from the same loser. And the funny part is it's the same guy. He's literally spamming the same message on every account. He sat here and made hundreds. You gotta wonder, like, where did these people come from? No family to tell him, oh, what did you do? You sat on your PC all day making 100 sock accounts to troll Darkside Phil's channel.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Phil. Where are the family members of the DSP pay pigs looking over their shoulders and saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't give this guy hundreds of dollars each day and, you know, spending all your money and wasting it on this man who's just giving it all up to a mobile game.
Well, you did what? No one tells him to stop that? Here it is. Here's another 10. I'm serious. I've now banned about 50 in a row. And they just made another 10. Here it is. I don't think they're making them. I think they've made them. They queue them up. What they do is they probably sit overnight for hours. No lie. And then they just unleash them in waves on the chat. Like, this is wild. That had to be 50 accounts I just banned. In a row. Like, what else am I going to do? I mean, it's insane. Completely bombarded.
Yeah, you see, Phil attracts the crazies to his stream because he makes it all about everything but video games. And he doesn't realize that. But here's his strategy. eBeg, profit from the eBeg, get called out for eBegging, complain that the internet is against him, play the victim, and then profit again. And the cycle repeats over and over. So yeah, Phil, you are responsible for the hole you've dug yourself into into. Now, it's a very profitable hole, but guess what? You're not happy, you're not fulfilled, and you're spending all the money you're making anyway, so it's like, well, we're back to square one. That's what you should call your morning show, the Square One Podcast, because that is your existence. This man perpetually has his foot in his mouth and just makes a fool of himself day after day, and yet he still doesn't get that it will never end unless he changes. And he's too comfortable to change anything, because even with all of the alleged abuse he claims he receives from the internet, he's getting handsomely rewarded for being a village idiot. And that's why things will never change with him.